Hey, 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 this is Vikas, your wisdom coach, coming to you with another dose of wisdom to keep you steady, stable, and shining as we go through the storm of life. I keep using the word shining. You are born to shine. You are here to shine. Keep shining. It's often my sign off line on my emails or my WhatsApp to the people that I'm in touch with. But why do I say that? Because we are not here to live a dull, dark life. We are not here to simply be mediocre. We are not here to simply exist and die. We are here to be the best expression of ourselves. And that means that we have to shine our light. What is the purpose of our life? Whoever you may be, if you're listening to me now, what is the purpose of your life? It is not to get a good education only. It is not to find a life partner only. It is not to have children and bring them up only. It is not to buy one home and then more properties and then more assets only. It is not to create a lot of wealth only. It is not to travel the world and explore more and more only. You get the point. It's all of this, but it's something else. And that something else is about you personally. It's not about things. It's not about what you do. It's not about who you have around you in your life. It is about who you become. I've said this before. I'm repeating it now. It's a big lesson of wisdom. I need you to get this. It's not about what you achieve only. It is about what you become while you're on this process of achievement. It's all about becoming. It's all about being the kind of person. And you are born to be the best expression of yourself. So live a life where you have no regrets. Live a life where you can confidently, 100% say that you did your best, you gave your best. And then you become the best expression of yourself. Then you truly shine. So that's why you have to go shining through this lifetime as best as you can. So today's session is about essentially 3 big secrets of wisdom that I'm going to give you. We are on session 24. It's the second last session. It's going to end soon. So I'm going to give you great content so you realize how much value you got from Vikas. Vikas over-delivered like he always does. This is a real story. It's about one of my clients many years ago. Now, of course, his life has changed completely. He's successful, he's in a happy relationship, he's doing work that he loves, he's making a lot of money. But I remember when he first came to me and he started talking about his whole life, and he had a whole bunch of problems. And that's another thing I want to pause here and point out. People often come to a coach, a mentor, a guide like me. They come when they have problems. But please realize this. Yes, that's one way to live your life. When you have a problem, you go and you find a doctor and the doctor gives you medicine and your problem goes away. But listen, if you come to me when you don't have a problem, guess what? Then you don't have problems. That's the beauty of it. When you get wisdom in your life, when life is good, when life is great, when life is smooth, and you get wisdom in your life, it is always great, it's always smooth sailing. Because wisdom has that beautiful capacity so that the problems never happen. You don't have that perspective of a problem anymore. So yes, come to me when you have a problem and I'll help you to find your solution and then support you to come out on the other side as a winner. But also come to me when you have no problem and you just don't want to have problems. That's true wisdom. All right, so back to his story. So he had a whole bunch of problems. That's why he found about me, and then he came to me. So the business was very stressful. The relationship had broken down. His partner had left him, and he was struggling with his finances. He was overextended, over leveraged. So paying his monthly bills and mortgages was a big problem. Everything was a problem. So when we started to have these coaching sessions, and he signed up for a few of them. So every coaching session, we'd go deeper into a problem, we'll come up with possible solutions, and I'll present him a way out. And whenever I presented a way out, he always had an excuse why he couldn't do it. The time is not right. I'm not ready yet. I need more money to do this. I have to wait for my children to grow up a little bit more, then I can do this. If I do this, then this will happen. So what I realized is that there was always an excuse for every solution, for always a way, for every way forward, there was a reason why he couldn't walk it. And actually, truly, look, that's also the story of many of our lives, isn't it? Because when you look at your life, you'll realize that often we make excuses for what we want to achieve, what we want to experience. We always have an excuse why we can't. And actually, we call these excuses by another name. We call them reasons. So a reason is a synonym for an excuse. All right, because when we are intelligent, we don't think of them as excuses. We call them really valid reasons. But when I saw that happening with this client of mine, I pointed it out to him, because that's the job of a coach, is to show you what you're missing, and it's to show you what you need to do. It's to give you the feedback that will help you grow. It's to tell you, what is the job of a coach? It's to tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. And I told him, I said, you're your biggest problem. You are your biggest problem. It's not the circumstances, it's not the people in your life, it's not the opportunities out there, it's not the finances. You are your biggest problem. He said, why? I said, because you have an excuse for every solution. You have a reason, and an intelligent reason, why you can't do what you need to do. I need you to understand this, that we all have excuses when we don't want to do something. But when you want to do something, when you yourself are ready, then all the excuses will just vanish. When you're 100% committed, when you're 100% clear, all excuses vanish. So then I took him a little bit deeper and I asked him, I said, so what are you afraid of? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm not afraid of it. I want this. I said, no. And I'm sharing this wisdom with you now because I shared it with him then and it changed his life. I said, beneath every excuse is a fear. What is your fear? And actually, we'll always have just one or two fears. So you may have 10 excuses, you may have 20 excuses, different times, different excuses. But at the base of it all, there's always a fear. And the fears are only one or two. So he was like stunned. I said, tell me, what are you afraid of? If you do this, what will happen? And first he was like, I kept with him, I stayed with him, and we walked. And you know what happened? The fears came out. All the excuses were just the disguise of a fear. Because underneath, at the root of every excuse is a fear. And his fears were, what if I fail? I try this, what if I fail? I come out of a bad relationship, what if I fail in the new one? Do you follow? I tried this path, what if I fail? And then also the second fear came out. I said, what does it mean to fail? And you know what the fear was? What will the world say about me? What will people say about me? How will the world see me? So essentially what it came out to be is a self-esteem issue. He was not taking action because he was afraid, and because of that fear, all the excuses were coming. But why was he afraid? Because he did not have a strong self-esteem. And when we worked on that, boom, minimum effort, maximum results. His whole life is transformed. I'm not giving you the names because I maintain confidentiality always. So his whole life was transformed. And that's the power of wisdom. Minimum effort, maximum result. You tweak the root and all the fruits change. So the first lesson of today, lesson number one, the lesson number one of wisdom is that beneath every excuse you have, there is a fear you have. Identify the fear, because you are your biggest problem. You're not changing because you are your biggest problem. Get out of your own way and get somebody to help you to grow. The second big lesson is that all excellence, all success, all happiness, all love, whatever you want in this world, all excellence, all greatness, all love, all happiness, all success begins within. It starts within you first. You have to get ready for it in the inner world. This is an ancient principle of wisdom and creation, right? Manifestation. Because you must first create on the inside before you can create on the outside. So all external success, happiness, love, relationships, excellence, greatness begins within. You need to do the work upon yourself first before you go out to change your external world. Otherwise, you're building a skyscraper on a weak foundation, it is going to fall. And like now, so many people, their skyscrapers are falling. They built up a beautiful life, it's falling. They lost their job, no confidence, no money left, right? They're losing their homes. There are people who are absolutely, their lives are destroyed, right? So remember, you want to do the inner work first. Build the foundation first, then build your success and your skyscraper on it. All success, all excellence, all greatness begins within. Get yourself ready. Do the inner work first. Secret number 3, all transformation begins with awareness and acceptance. All transformation in your life begins with awareness and acceptance. So when I want to transform my health, my wealth, my relationships, my career, my bank account, my success, it must begin with awareness of what I need to do. What am I not doing? And acceptance of the problem. See, sometimes we live in denial, and I've told you before that acceptance is the first step to a solution. So all transformation must begin, it always begins with awareness and acceptance. When I have awareness and acceptance, then I can move forward and make changes happen. So those are 3 big results for you, 3 big wisdom secrets for you from today's session. I hope you're all learning a lot. Your mind is sort of expanding. My idea is to give you a big mind so that your entire life becomes a big life. Okay, do the inner work first, and then the outer world becomes absolutely beautiful to live in. And if I can help you in any way, please reach out. Here's a repetition of the 3 big lessons. Number 1 today, beneath every excuse is a fear. You are your biggest problem. Look at your fears, and then we can move forward. Get out of your own way. Second lesson, all excellence begins within. All success begins within. All greatness begins within. Do the inner work first, build your foundation, then let's build a skyscraper on it. Wisdom secret number 3. See, 3 gifts from Vikas today. Transformation begins with awareness and acceptance. If you're living in denial, if you're not aware of what you need to change, what you're not doing, what you're doing wrong, if there's no awareness, there's no transformation. You can talk all you want, you can wait all you want, you can read all you want, nothing will change. All transformation begins with awareness and acceptance. So I'm going to dive into the questions for today, and the questions for today are very interesting. My first question is, my boyfriend doesn't support me. What should I do? So listen, he's your boyfriend, right? So that means you're in a relationship with him. And is this happening like he's not supporting you like for the first time, or is it something that's been repeated many times over? Because remember that, please understand this, all right? When you love people, you support them. When you love people, you support their dreams, and it's never one way, because love in a relationship always has to be reciprocated. Otherwise, why are you there? Because you're not receiving any fulfillment. So if this boy really wants to be with you and really cares for you and loves you, then he should listen to whatever your dreams are and whatever it is you wish to acquire or desire for your life, and support you in doing that. And at the same time, you must provide all the support for him. So, a good relationship is like a bit of a dance. Sometimes you lead and sometimes you lead. So you have to do both the things. Sometimes you support this boyfriend of yours, and sometimes the boyfriend must support you, right? So it's a bit of a dance, It's this beautiful way that a relationship is created. And if you realize that he just doesn't support you, then what does he mean? What does it mean for you? So listen, I'm your coach, right? My job is to tell you the truth. I don't mean to say anything negative. I don't mean to say anything hurtful. But if a person doesn't support you, it means they don't care about you. It's that simple. When people care about you, genuinely, they love you, they care about you, they will support you in whatever your dreams are. They don't have to agree with your dreams. They will still support you. Do you follow? So agreement is not necessary for support. That's the beauty of it. When you care for someone, you may not agree with what their dreams are, but you will still support them. So if he's not supporting you and it's a repeated pattern, and you try to make a change in him, that's the first step. Try to explain to him, communicate with him, maybe seek some external help, and try to make him see what you need from him. But if that's not happening, don't make excuses. Don't live in fear. Move on. Find another boy who will support you. There's lots of men in the world, lots of boys in the world. I'm sure you can find someone who will support you. We have wonderful boys and girls at SoulCentre. Once we are open, reach out and you'll come and meet a whole amazing group of people from all over the world. They come and they are all positive and enlightened and progressive. So that's my answer for you, my dear. Second question, how do I find my life purpose? Really good question. Listen, life purpose is a very important thing because it's all about what is our destination, what is guiding us. Our life purpose is like a vision, okay? A vision that we are aspiring to. It's something that leads me forward. Now, in ancient Sanskrit, from ancient India, this wisdom has been coming forth and very few people understand the true meaning of it. But the ancient masters, enlightened teachers, they called it dharma. And dharma on a micro level is about your life purpose. And they say that only when you find your dharma can you really start living your life. Because we are all in a conditioned life cycle, right? I mean, from the time we are born, we are put in this cycle of conditioning. We are told what our life should be. We are told what success means. We are told what we have to do and what our life should become. So that's the cycle, that's the prison of conditioning. And what we want to do is to break free. How do we break free? We break free by finding our life purpose. So some people, they just naturally know what they're born for, what do they need to do with their life. Most people don't, right? So what do you need to do? You need to reach out and get some guidance. You need to work with a coach, a professional at this, right? I help a lot of people to find their life purpose. I have an entire program for that. I coach people privately and in groups for this program to identify their life purpose. I'm happy to do that for you. If you want me to do it, reach out and we'll help you to find your life purpose. Here's a tip for you. No one external can give you your life purpose, but it is usually someone external who helps you find your life purpose. Clear? So I'll never give you your life purpose. I can't tell you that this is your life purpose. Even if I see it clearly, I won't do that. But I will help you, I will trigger you, I will support you, I will push you, and I will inspire you till you find your own life purpose. It has to come from within you. It has to be something that you own. And I'll promise you this, when you find your dharma, your whole life changes. I found my life purpose when I was 29. I changed my life when I was 30, and for the last 20 years, so I've been doing exactly what my life purpose is all about, which is this: coaching the world with wisdom to be happier, to be more successful, to be more loving, to live an enlightened life, to be a soul-centered leader. Okay, third question. Will karma affect my business results? 100% absolutely yes. But you need to understand karma in its reality, all right? Karma is not a law of punishment. It's a law of evolution. It's all about growing yourself, understanding yourself, doing the right thing. So one easy way to understand karma, just a bit of it, is that karma is about the right way to live and work, because then you produce results which are sustainable. So if your business, you're saying, right? If your business is involved in doing work the wrong way, or you're doing it with the wrong intention, or you're causing a lot of negativity and harm to people or things or planets or animals or the environment, then eventually you'll see that karma comes and bites you, in the backside, right? So it will affect your results in a good way or in a negative way. It can also be in a really good way. There are companies and people who live life the right way with the right karma. They create the right karma account, and automatically what happens is that their life gives them exponential results. So yes, the answer is karma applies. It's a law of energy. It's a law of life. It's a metaphysical, spiritual law of energy which applies to everything that is on our planet. So it applies to individuals, it applies to families, it applies to communities, it applies to countries, it definitely applies to companies. So, look into how your company is working, what kind of products or services they are offering, what is the downside of that, what is the upside of that, what is the negative harm that it may be causing, and what is the positive that is creating. It's always a fine balance, and the wisdom is in bringing the karma balance positive on the high. And that's what I do, so I'm happy to help you. And in the meantime, you can also go through the Karma Masterclass program that's online. So, even before you start coaching with me for your company, do the Karma Masterclass program. The beauty is this: once you get the understanding of the blueprint of karma, you can make a little few tweaks in your business, how you're doing it, what kind of teams and the people you're working with, the kind of products you're producing, and I can promise you, you will have an exponential growth in results and success and profits. I have seen it with my clients. I've seen it with the companies I've coached. I've coached so many different companies, Procter & Gamble, Nike, Rolls-Royce, in so many different parts of the world, and CEOs and the leaders and entrepreneurs. So you do minimum effort, you do a little bit of change, and you get maximum results. Happy to help you. If you want, reach out. Okay, so there we have it. Today we have 3 main wisdom secrets, and we have 3 different questions. That brings me to the end of this coaching session. I want to remind you always, right? I hope you get this tattooed in your head. Wisdom is the stabilizer of life. We need to bring wisdom into our life. Make wisdom your foundation. Let's build our future on it. Because in the end, whether you're a person, family, company, country, community, in the end, wisdom always wins. Bye now. Vikas out.